rape your father, they rape your brother, they rape your sister, they rape your auntie, they rape your tatty, they rob you of all your jewels, they take your car if you have a license firearm, they take your firearm and go on with that. And those that are supposed to vote for this bill, for the next year, you all are pleased and it's okay with that. What are they smoking? You cannot come and tell Saieed, well hear this now, Saieed, mass mandatory, here we go, they come to an end. And then you come and tell me, here we go on Saieed. If you go to the supermarket, the grocery, or the malls, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you go to a pharmacy, you have to wear your mask. Saieed, if you're traveling, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the transportation hub, you have to wear your mask. If you're going to church side, you have to wear your mask. If you're in the school side, you're wearing your mask. If you go to a barber salon, you go to the theater, you're wearing your mask. Which dum-dum in Trinidad and Tobago will go in a theater and buy a popcorn and a juice and sit down and wear a mask? Thanks! If every councillor go through their constituency, do video clips like this and send it for us, I'm gonna be so happy just to play it on our program on a Wednesday night. You know why I would be happy? I will be filled with joy in my heart. You know why? Because the councillor is getting off their butts and they are actually going and doing some live video shoots. Real Talk took the initiative to find out suppliers of wheat in the world that National Flour Mill could go to. So now Romano is saying the company is not going to raise any price in the near future. Why? Why? Is it because the S-boss and they realize now that, hey, it is in the public domain that we could go right Mexico and buy flour and wheat? We could go right China and buy wheat? I am about change. And thus far, Real Talk is very effective in Trinidad and Tobago, coming towards making changes for the citizens. Public Utility Minister Marvin Gonzalez have urged the population to appreciate and be grateful for the availability of the utilities. This, as Gonzalez recalled, time in his life when he had to fetch water using a bucket from a nearby river. Gonzalez, I want you to understand something. I want you, Mr. Gonzalez, to understand something. You are being paid thousands of dollars by public utility, by the finance ministry, to govern WASA. Come on. To govern WASA, I want you to understand that you ain't going in no office for no free code. You are being paid. Do not tell me that I, Saieed, have to be grateful for the water I get it. Let me tell you something, Gonzalez. Every 4 months, I have to pay $400 and I get water once a bloody month. So don't come on a media briefing and say, Saieed, you have to be contented. You have to be happy. Marvin, the next best thing for you to do is to resign and get the hell out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host Saeed. We do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Tuesday the 10th of January 2023. Remember, cash is not a problem as long as you have some form of security, collateral. You could use house, land, your vehicle, gold. As long as you're not owing on these items, it's not a problem. We can do business. Also, remember, you can be a member of the Real Talk Credit Union. If you want to open an account for your child, your kid, it's not a problem. Contact our office, viewers. Numbers will be on screen. Contact our office and set up an appointment to open an account for your child, your children, the grandmother, the grandfather. It doesn't matter who, whether it's friends, whether it's family, it doesn't matter. So our numbers are on screen: 339-1670, 242-7690, 238-6716, and 267-7325. Remember, viewers, that is our number to call to set up an account at Real Talk Credit Union for you and your family, even the little ones. Remember, we are offering 4% on fixed deposit. 4% on fixed deposit. So, let me tell you something. Real Talk Credit Union is the only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago offering 4%. The only financial institution in Trinidad and Tobago is giving you that much. Check it for yourself and come back to me. So remember, I'm a spiritual consultant. Those of you who are having spiritual problems, you can feel free to contact me and we'll take it from there. So as we start up our program tonight, from today, which is Tuesday the 10th, till next Thursday, the 19th of January 2023, the Regulated Industries Commission, RIC, is set to hold a series of consultation on the purpose or the proposed hike in the electricity rate. Last month, RIC announced a proposal which could see an increase between 15 to 64% depending on the consumption, as well as other changes like switching to a monthly billing cycle instead of every 2 months. On Monday, the Commission issued a schedule for 7 events geared at receiving feedbacks from the public, and all public consultation will be streamed live on RIC Facebook page. RIC is responsible for regulating the water and wastewater sector and the electricity sector in the country. The Commission states that it welcomes all interested stakeholders to attend these consultations and freely express their views. RIC, however, vowed that a detailed and thoughtful consideration was and will continue to be given to vulnerable groups, among others, to ensure that the rate continue to be affordable. Persons can call 800-4742 for more information or visit the RIC website. Their phone numbers again is 800-4742. So if you want more information, viewers, call RIC and they will be glad to give you whatever information that you required. We're going to keep track of the venues that they're going to have consultation, and we're going to let you know. There's the venue list. Oh, there's the rates. So we're going to keep track of the venue viewers, and we're going to let you know where the venues are and if you want to attend. Moving along. Tobago Business Chamber Chairman and Attorney Martin George. Remember I told you last night on our Monday night show that he said there is nothing wrong with it legally. They were going about it the correct, rightful, and legal way. But I want you to listen to this. George said the issue has given way to the court of public opinion. Now this is the second part I want to bring to you. He stated that based upon what persons have expressed since the naming of their government choice, it is clear that some consideration ought to be taken as to hearing the views of others. He referred to a 1936 Privy Council case in Trinidad and Tobago, Andrew Paul Terrence versus the Attorney General, to support his point. Listen to this.
Where it gets interesting, of course, is apart from the court of law, where the government is clearly on solid ground, there's also the court of public opinion. And based upon what persons have expressed, since the naming of their choice, it is clear that some consideration ought to be taken as to, hearing the views of others, because we must all remember that as far back as the 1936 case, right, the Privy Council case, 1936 Privy Council case of Ambad versus Attorney General, right, this was a case from Trinidad and Tobago, right, and in that Privy Council case, Lord Atkins made it clear that one must always look at these situations with an open mind. In fact, Lord Atkins, in that case, that Privy Council case of Ambad versus Attorney General, said, justice is not a cloistered virtue and must be allowed to suffer the scrutiny and the respectful, even though outspoken, comments of ordinary men.
Now, viewers, 2386716 is the phone line to call in live on our program to voice your concerns and your opinion. So I want to hear from you concerning this. Do you think that Christine Kangaloo will make an excellent president for Trinidad and Tobago, or do you think the government should choose someone else? Remember, UNC political party have chosen Israel Khan. I believe it's Israel Khan for the seventh president of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, George continued. He said, the comments of ordinary citizens on the matter and the government can then decide whether they take those into account or not. He reiterated that even though the government are on solid ground legally, they must still be open to hearing the views of others. Listen to this part.
So, in other words, we, in looking at this situation in Trinidad and Tobago, have to listen to and be willing to hear the comments of ordinary citizens on the matter. And, of course, the government can then decide whether they take those into account or not. So, in the court of law, the government is very clear and they are on solid ground. That's backed by the Constitution itself. Section 24 actually envisaged the possibility of a member of the Senate or a member of the House of Representatives being nominated for the post of president. In the court of public opinion, I urge the government to have regard to the Privy Council case of Ambad versus Attorney General, where Lord Atkins made it clear that we must still, even though, you are on solid ground legally, we must still be open to hearing the views of others. And, of course, you then make your final decision based upon that.
Now, viewers, I want to hear what you have to say. The government has done nothing wrong. They took the legal steps. They did procedures. They are okay. They are all in the clear. Yes. What about the views of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago? When they want to be elected in parliament, they come down to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. That is where you come in. That is where your finger contains the power now to vote UNC, PNM, or any political party that you choose to. Now they are selecting a president who holds the highest share in Trinidad and Tobago. Now the citizens of our country have concerns. Are they going to listen to the citizens and choose someone else, or are they going to just neglect the voices of the citizen and put her there? What do you have to say concerning that? So as we move along, despite the unreserved objection from the United National Congress, the UNC, the government has confirmed that Christine Kangaloo will will be its nominee come January 20th when the Electoral College meet to elect this country's 7th head of state. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley states that the matter was going very smoothly and he seemed prepared to respond specifically to UNC Senator Wade Mack's attack on Kangaloo, who has been calling her a PNM yes woman and puppet. That is their words, not mine. With the Constitution in hand, Dr. Rowley flipped the page to 29, paragraph 24, and he read aloud, where a member of the Senate or the House of Representatives is elected as president, his seat in the Senate or the House of Representatives shall thereupon become vacant.
Section 24 says, and I quote, for the benefit of John public who have been exposed to the deliberate incitement and misinformation from people who want a certain outcome and a certain condition to prevail in this country. And it says, quote, where a member of the Senate or the House of Representatives is elected as president, his seat in the Senate or the House of Representatives, respectively, shall thereupon become vacant. I want to repeat that for the public who has been fed all the horse manure coming down from the UNC and those others.
It is coming down. He read it. He read page 29, paragraph 24. But what about the consultation with the public? Are you going to shift from that, Dr. Rowley? I understand you're doing everything legally. I understand. We, the citizens, we understand that. What about our public consultation? Doesn't that matter? Doesn't that matter? Because Martin George clearly said, that the citizen have rights. You have to hear the citizen. He reiterated, even though the government are on solid grounds legally, they must still be open to hearing the views of others. So are you going to deny the citizens their views? And just go ahead because you find Miss Kangaloo is fit for presidency and you're just going to give her? You're just going to give her? Keep in mind, Dr. Rowley, that on many occasions she turned down a lot of motion that the UNC raised in Parliament. So why now are we going to choose this woman to be the president of Trinidad and Tobago when she was sitting at the chair in Parliament? Giving the two sides their choice to talk. One, you're turning down UNC, you're giving PNM, you're turning down PNM, you're giving UNC. That should not be the case. That should not be the case. Why not somebody out of the Parliament? Why not somebody out of the Parliament and not there picking sides? So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers, 2386716, but we're going to come back to this topic after this.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Credit Union stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Coroni Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also find us on Facebook at Real Talk Credit Union.
Welcome back, viewers. We're going to wrap up this story. Now, Prime Minister, he drew a reference to the elections of former President Arthur Napoleon Raymond Robinson, who is A&R Robinson. Now, he said, who, he said, was a UNC government pick for president in 1997. So the UNC back then picked A&R Robinson to be the president. That's back in 1997. And added that he went against the PNM nomination and voted for Robinson in the Electoral College. Look at this.
I was a member of the House, an opposition member, and in the conversation in my party, I did not agree with the nomination offered by my organization, but the Constitution makes provision for secret ballot for good reason. And when the votes were counted on this day in the Parliament, you would have seen that Mr. Robinson got more votes than the votes of the party that sponsored him. And I think that's important. And it's important for the intellectuals and the columnists to take note of that. Because if you do, you would realize that the person who today is leading the government in this process could tell you now that as a PNM Member of Parliament, I voted for the UNC nominee A&R Robinson.
Well, that was his choice back then, not ours. But listen to this. He added that before coming to a conclusion, the government looked throughout the country to consider persons, and he believes that good choice was made. Listen to the Prime Minister.
I could nominate anybody in this country if the person agrees to be nominated. That's a requirement. But I will tell you, in the meeting I had with the opposition, I did tell them that before the government came to a conclusion, we did look, the way I put it, we did look from seizures to Charlottesville, from Sangre to Carnage, to see who were the people that we could consider to approach. And we did that. And we believe that we came up with what is in effect a good choice. And I will say though, we shouldn't always, let the negative, how many negative comments, be the basis on which we proceed. Because while you could tell me about how many people who might object, I could tell you about how many tens of thousands of people who accept it. So why are we disturbing ourselves that much because somebody objects?
Now, viewers, question on what he thought about the UNC pick for counsel, senior counsel Israel Khan. Dr. Rowley noted that Khan is the opposition leader, personal lawyer, who has been in a number of political parties and as a UNC activist. Israel Khan has been very outspoken in abusing him publicly. Listen to our Prime Minister.
Israel Khan is a personal lawyer. Israel Khan has been in a number of political parties, the ONR, the NAR, and I dare say he has been a UNC activist. Israel Khan has been very outspoken in abusing me publicly. and PNM and others. And therefore, I think that's a good pick from a scam and facade business. Shouldn't surprise any of us.
So now, viewers, is this a clear indication that Israel Khan is not going to be chosen? Is that a clear indication? Because of abusing him in public? Now, Dr. Rowley, he explained the next step for Christine to do is to vacate her position of Senate President in preparation for January 20th sitting of the Electoral College where the President will be chosen. So viewers, that's her next step. Vacate her position in the Senate. Prepare herself in whatever way for January 20th. Now, opposition leader Kamala Persad-Bissessar has accused Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley of trying to distract the public since his choice of Christine Kangaloo has drawn the displeasure of the public. At the end of the day, the government, the sitting government, have to hear the views of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. They have to keep consultation. They have to do that. In a press release responding to Prime Minister press conference, the opposition leader states that the legality of Kangaloo appointment was never questioned. Like I said in a previous show, even tonight, we understand everything went smooth. They took it the legal way. There's no wrong in it. We understand that. Appointment, but has questioned her ability to represent the interests of all citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. Does she have that in her? This concern is not based simply on the fact that Kangaloo is an active politician and former PNM minister and senator. It is based on Kangaloo's involvement in the unlawful termination of former government of Central Bank Jawal Rambaran. The opposition has now filed the nomination papers for Mr. Israel Khan Essie to be a nominee for president. We're going to wait. We're going to see how that folds out. In the coming days, let's just hope that they have public consultation, and I do believe that they should go public with it. They should go public with it to hear what the country's individual has to take, because come election, every 5 years, the government comes down to the citizen. So why can't they hear the citizen cry and plead now? Why? Are they going to sidetrack us? We don't know. Let's just wait and see. You know, viewers, for 5 years now, I have brought nothing else but the truth to you, the citizens. The fact, the eye opener, the ears opener, the hey, catch yourself. For 5 years, we have been doing that. And for 5 years, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago have realized. Some of them have opened their eyes, some of them opened their ears, some of them started to think different. Some of them started to put down their feet, yes. Yes. So this is for you. This is a public concern. It is a matter for you. Not just me. Not just me. So we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, PM begs public to stop protecting criminals after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Group of Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Group of Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Real Talk Credit Union stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Real Talk Group of Companies building at number 14 Caroni Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also find us on Facebook at Real Talk Credit Union.
Welcome back to Real Talk, viewers. Here it is. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley is pleading with the public to help save the country and stop protecting murderers. Responding to the killing of 6-year-old Kaylee Maloney in Sandy Grande, the Prime Minister said, in order to stem the murder rate in this country, if someone knows something, they must say something and stop protecting criminals. He stated that this information is vital as the police officers are not magicians. The PM said, you can save this country by giving up those who have taken it upon themselves to live their life at the end of an AR-15 assault rifle. Dr. Rowley added that the high-powered rifle have found themselves in the hands of criminals, and their main purpose is to shed blood.
And that's why I appeal to the public. If you know something, say something. The police are not magicians. Many people know who is doing what and what is going on. You could save a life. You could save this country by giving up those who have taken it upon themselves to live the life at the end of an AR-15. Those boys who are doing that, they have mothers, they have uncles, they have brothers, they have friends, they have cousins. If you know something, do the country a favor and stop protecting these criminals. It does not take very many criminals to make a population of 1.3 million people very unhappy. It doesn't take much. Nobody gets his or her hand on an AR-15 to wish you good morning. They are weapons to shed blood, and it doesn't matter whose blood.
Now I'm going to tell you something. The Prime Minister said the police are not magicians. We understand that. We clearly understand that. But what about the police station in the community that knows the drugs man? What about that? What about the police station in the community and drugs are being sold still in the community? What about that? What about that? The former Attorney General, also the President Minister of National Security, they all knew how many gangs it have in Trinidad. They all knew how many gang members they had. How the hell would you know how many gang members there are in a gang? Technically, ain't you have to know the member? I hear nobody say nothing. How come the former Attorney General, Faraz Al-Rawi, knew how many gangs there were? Because of what? Police survey. Statistics. So how the hell now we have an anti-gang legislation in Trinidad and Tobago and no gang member gets hold? How come? Somebody say something now, man. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch me. Somebody touch my soul. Because I want to know the truth. I want to know the truth. Remember when the PM was singing, I believe it was the Emancipation Celebration? on the 1st of August or something, he was singing, somebody touch me, somebody touch me, somebody touch my soul. I want to know the truth. Come on, somebody, say something. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right. Good night, my friend.
You shall. But I want you to know how great your program is. I wonder if the citizens of this country, or if you know, the brake slide offense and the driving permit offense and the truck windscreen offense is no longer a demerit point system on your driving permit. I don't know if you're aware of that now.
Yes, yes, I believe they terminate that whole process.
Right. You know why that is so? Because of your program, your great program, Mr. Saeed.
You know that.
Yeah, and now we want to hear more voices. That law must be totally repealed. Since they recognize that that is a no good law, it's a mandated law to citizens. I want to hear more voices on your program and all them other programs. That law must be repealed now because they recognize it. Right?
Thank you.
And that's $26 million is running on the bottom of your screen. This no good. They are saying, and this no good government.
Hey, you think it easy?
They had to pay. I say citizens should form a committee now and take this government to court because they admit they did nothing good and they didn't manage the COVID. So now you tell the citizens they have to form a committee now and take the government to court, and the government must pay them, and all those who already paid must be refunded. And Mr. Saeed,
I'm hearing you.
To talk about this lady, the nominate kangaroo, or how they call it, right? If that lady could tell the citizen of this country 3 good things she used she office for to uplift the lives of the citizens, or better the lives of the citizens of this country, or better this country in any way, only 3. I say, make she the president.
I understand. Thank you, my friend, for your contribution. Now listen to this, viewers. When asked on what message the Prime Minister had for families of those who lost their loved ones in 2022 to present, he said the focus should not be on statistics. Really? Really, Mr. PM? Is that a message? What message you have for families that lose their loved ones in 2022, and you said the focus should not be on statistics? Why not say, well, condolences to the family who lost their loved ones in 2022 to violent crime, to domestic violence? Why, as a Prime Minister, why you didn't say something like that? Why you didn't say something like that? You're talking about the focus should not be on the statistics. The statistics climbing every single day. The numbers growing. It's not going down. It's not going down. The PM states that in recent times, the bulk of those killing involved firearms of the heavier type. The ones which came on the scene in not too distant past, and the prevalence of ammunition, which was at one time very scarce in this country. So listen to the PM.
It's not a matter of how many people have been killed. There's no acceptable figure saying, okay, 100 murders or 200 murders or 400 murders. This country has been going down that road. What we should be more concerned about in the face of this challenge is the prevalence of the families involved in these matters, both at the level of perpetrator and victim, and the wider national family. And also, the method by which these outrages are being carried out. I don't know if you're noticing that frequently in recent times, the bulk of those killings, or the breaking through of doors, involve firearms of the heavier types, the ones which came on the scene in not too distant past, and we're now seeing at crime scenes where more than one person is being hurt or killed, the prevalence of ammunition that was at one time very scarce in this country.
So hear this. In the presence of Fitzgerald Hines, he was asked if he still had confidence in his Minister of National Security. The PM responded by saying, I said before, if there is any minister in my government that I do not have any confidence in at the moment, that confidence is lost. That will be the last day they are in cabinet. Listen to this now, viewers.
Do you still have confidence in a national security minister?
I said before, if there's any minister in my government that I doesn't have any confidence in, that at the moment when that confidence is lost, that would be the last day in the cabinet. I work very closely with all the ministers in my cabinet. They all have different responsibilities and different challenges. I work very closely with all of them.
Do we have confidence in the sitting Minister of National Security? Do we? Do we? Come on. We don't have a Commissioner of Police. The acting Commissioner of Police is not there. We have someone else there who is acting on behalf of the acting Commissioner of Police. Hey, imagine that now. A small country, 1.4 million people, we don't have a Commissioner of Police. The acting Commissioner of Police is not there. And we have somebody acting for the acting Commissioner of Police. All you feel, watch me. No wonder why other countries are looking at us and laughing. And we have ministers now embarrassing Trinidad and Tobago on an international level. And then all of us say, Saieed, stop bashing PNM. Let me tell you something. If you understand the country you're living in, if you understand the high cost of living, if you understand the high cost of sending your kid to school, if you understand the high cost of groceries, market stuff, vehicle parts, you would understand the country you're living in. But sadly, some of us don't. Some of us will rather eat boulders in the morning than have $5 in their pocket to buy a doubles or a piece of sada roti. I'm telling you, I don't feel it's a joke. What happened to scrap iron dealers now? What happened to scrap iron dealers? The persons of interest. We have them? Problem. Now, Nicholas, I gave you enough time. Nicholas, you came to me and I told you what to do, but yet you're refusing. So, put up the Almira. So now, I'm going to do this. This guy is from the Maruga area. Any bailiff or any policeman living in Maruga, there's a reward of $5,000 for this car. Nicholas, I gave you enough chance. I gave you enough chance. I doesn't like to do people this, you know. But you see, when you hear I cross a certain line, this is how I will deal with you. There's a $5,000 offer for this car. Anybody bring this car to me again, $5,000. Whether he is a policeman, whether he is a bailiff man, I will send a document for you to go bring that car for me. I will do that. You come, you talk to me, I give you your time, you fail to honor. So you force my hand to do this now. The Civic. Yeah. Anybody know this vehicle? I tell you, I will put them up on TV until they come to me. I'm already on TV, you know. I'm already on TV. So, anybody know this vehicle? You could tell me what this vehicle is? A bailiff for a police, I'll again $5,000 to bring that vehicle for me. That is me. You see, I will do things in accordance before I cross the line. And when you push me to that now, and you want to listen, I will do what I had to do. I will do what I have to do. So anybody know this vehicle? PBH 7556, $5,000. Reward is a bailiff for our police. They'll bring the vehicle to me, and we all well and good. What again we have? Oh, I believe this is Rodney Harry. Rodney, me and you had a discussion, and you failed to honor your discussion. I said, watch man, as a fella, I nice with everybody, you know. I nice with everybody, but when you push me over the bridge, I will retaliate. So, Rodney Harry, the Peugeot. Anybody know where this car is? Now, let me tell you what Harry do, man. Let me tell you what Harry do. Since December, me and Harry had agreement. And he failed to honor his agreement. He failed to. He borrowed some money from me, right? Come back to me. Harry borrowed some money from me. And Harry went and sold. He sold the car that he used as collateral by me. That is what Harry did. Harry, you're forcing my hand. You're forcing my hand. I'm nice with people, you know. I'm nice with people and I will give you your time, you know. But when you throw me over the cliff now and I hear bounce back from the cliff, this is what you're getting on television. Go by a lawyer and tell him you're sending a defamation character for Saieed. Go. I'm waiting for you and your lawyer. Just tell your lawyer that you signed document by Saieed. Just tell them that. And tell them Saieed is a licensed money lender. And you have a legitimate document that you signed by Saieed. You and your lawyer, go ahead. I'm waiting for it. You don't move like that. You're in a position, you come, you hire collateral and they lend you. No, you go and sell your collateral now. And but I had to force my hand now to offer $5,000 on national television to anybody who see this Peugeot anyway. Wait. You're sleeping there, man. $5,000 for anybody who bring the Peugeot. Whether it's a policeman or a bailiff. I sign in papers, you know, because my document legit. You see, when you force my hand and you respond to me, this is what has happened. This is what has happened. Come back to me now. I love to help people, you know. I just help people, you know. Christmas gone there, we give away 100 hampers, you know. Ask my staff, any one of my staff, they will tell you. It's just I don't put everything out in the public domain. I'm a Muslim and I just be humble. When my left hand give my right hand, don't know. When my right hand give my left hand, don't know. They don't know. But ask my staff, they are witness. Ask my entire Real Talk group team. They will tell you. Over 100 hampers we gave away for the month of December. And this is the first time I'm talking about it. Just to let you know how I just help people. And everybody knows Saieed, we just do charity in a big way. I'm a Muslim, it's part of my religion. I believe in that, it's a pillar for me. It's a pillar for me. I've grown in the last 5 years. From 5 business owner to a licensed money lender to the president of a credit union, Real Talk Credit Union. That is how God has blessed me. But when you want to play smart and push me over the cliff, I bounce back. I bounce back. And this is what you're getting from my bounce back. So now the entire public knows now what you did. But I'm still looking for the Peugeot. 5,000 for anybody. Run by the 3 vehicles, director. So we have the vehicle. This guy I know is an ex. I don't know what to say about him. PBH 57556 is a Honda Civic. Anybody see it anyway? Call me. Let bailiff do what I have to do. Let police do what I have to because document is signed. We have this Almira. The Almira is to work taxi Protestant San Fernando. It is from the Moruga district. Let me tell you something. What again we have? And the Peugeot. Anybody see this 3 vehicle anyway? $5,000 each is a reward. Whether it's a police, whether it's a bailiff. Bring it. Come back to me. You see, this side, I don't like to reach on this side with people. Take by telling earlier, I don't like to reach on this side. You see my nasty side? All I want to see that, you know. Now, listen, hey, listen this. People can say, but Saieed, don't you do spirit work? You could do something? Yes, I could do something. I have your name, I have your date of birth, I have your picture. I could do something. But what I could do, God will get vexed with me. God will get vexed with me. It's a sin that I would not be forgiven for. It is a sin that I would not be forgiven for. And first thing God is going to say, but Saieed, I give you a gift and you use it to do, look what? Decayed effort. Don't play with me now. Do not play with me. That is why I decided to go this way and put them on television. So we are going for a short commercial break, viewers. But when we come back, we're going to talk about de-alcing and no return of mask mandate after this break.
Tired of wasting precious time at the bank applying for a loan, only to be denied? We understand your frustration. Here at Realtalk Report Companies, we take a different approach. Contact Saieed, Managing Director of Realtalk Report Companies and licensed moneylender at 238-6716, 242-7690 or 339-1670. Feel free to visit our office at number 14 Carney Savannah Road, Chaguanas, or number 132 Superior Road, Victoria Village, San Fernando.
Realtalk Credit Union stores are now open to members of the public. We are located at the Realtalk Group of Companies building at number 14 Coroni Savannah Main Road. Opening hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Contact us via telephone at 238-6716 or 231-6219 to book your appointment. You can also find us on Facebook at Realtalk Credit Union.
Realtalk viewers, as Carnival is approaching, let me take this call and we'll go into Darren's de-alcing. Caller, good night.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good night, go right ahead. You're live on Realtalk.
Saieed, I have cause to believe that the new variant is here, and there has been a few deaths already, and I want to believe the government is not being truthful to the people of the country until after Carnival. This is something serious. There has been a relief that is trying to be covered up. There's 400 and something cases. And they don't want to reveal it until after the Carnival.
I understand. But
So,
you see, we need to have facts of these things in order for me to dwell on it. But I'm glad you raised it.
I could send you, I'll send you
Call me 339-1670 after the program and we go talk.
339
1670.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Facts, statistics, profits, everything, you know. So here it is. As Carnival 2023 approaches, Minister of Health Terence de-alcing have stated that there will be no return of the mask mandate or any additional health measures for the season. Now I'm going to tell you something. De-alcing will say this now. They will say this now because Carnival is approaching in February. What about in March now? What are they going to say? What are they going to say? Is it that they just want to keep the Carnival? Is it that they just want to keep the carnival? So here it is. The Alsing stated that the ministry is in its state where they feel comfortable that once person heed the call to get vaccinated, everything should be all right. And he is not considering recommendation on any measures. Well done. No measures, no problem. But keep an eye on what is taking place in China. That is all I am saying. Keep an eye on what is taking place in China. So moving along, viewers, just a few minutes left on our program. I just want to get this inside. The state is still being owed $26 million in fine for breach of mass regulation during the COVID-19 pandemic, and only $1,444,000 out of $26+ million expected fine from tickets issued has ended up in the state coffers. So what are we going to do about that? What are we going to do about that? We're going to write it off? We're going to write it off? We're going to close off with that. So I just want to touch on scrap iron. Is Regional Armour going to open back the scrap iron industry by the 3rd week in January? Regional Armour, the industry was shut down. You promised to have consultation to reopen back the industry. What is the key back? What is the key back now? So in case you forgot, tonight being Tuesday, tune it up Tuesday. I am reminding you. Scrap iron industry needs to be up and running. There are thousands of people that is out of jobs, and I do hope that they understand why the industry was shut down. Hopefully, we do not have a repeat of that. Otherwise, I will be vouching for an entire shutdown of the industry once and for all. Close the book and forget that. I hope you all learned your lesson. So, Regional Armour, I hope you get the message and have some sort of consultation before the week is over. You can make a presentation maybe at the end of the week on what the scrap iron dealers gonna face. Please do that. Please do that. That would also bring US, or should I say foreign exchange to Trinidad and Tobago. It would. It would, in hundreds of thousands of dollars, they are saying. I mean, you could have used some of this money too to help build hospitals, correct? Buy medicine. You see, every time there's a way that foreign exchange is to come in Trinidad and Tobago through a certain method. You think the government care? You think they care? They go into the bank and get in 10. I went to the bank recently, I got $20. Shame. I tell the teller, I say, you keep that. I say, you keep that. But nevertheless, Regional Armour, I am hoping that you do something this week. I do hope you do something this week. It's time now. It's the 2nd week. We are heading into the 2nd week in January. It's a new year. I am dependent on you and the Scrap Iron Dealers Association. I am vouching for them. I hope they learn their lesson. So viewers, we are out of time for tonight. Remember, I'm a licensed money lender. Realtalk Credit Union is giving you 4%. Hopefully by next week, there should be a branch in South at our Realtalk Group office in Victoria Village in San Fernando. For those of you who want to set up your fixed deposit, you can check our South office. 4%, where you getting that? No way. That is our numbers to call, viewers. 339-1670, 242-7690, 238-6716, and 267-7325. Get in touch, viewers. We are open from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Monday to Friday. Saturday is from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. Remember, we are the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. Until we meet again, good night.